Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Well, Grant.
What does everybody want to know about? Should we just like dive right into the technical gear here? Everybody wants to know about that. I'm using it's really simple actually. I'm running Ableton Live. Do you guys learn about Ableton Live here probably? Okay. And I've got this USB controller. I've got all the backing tracks are on a track in there. And then I'm manipulating Abby's voice the whole time. So either, just delays and reverbs and some beat repeat things. And then I've got some fun, like, synthy swell stuff that I can do. And it's all just in the computer, and I'm just controlling it here. I've got some like ocean sounds and some hi-hat controls. And that's really the whole thing that I do.
And it weighs like how much does that weigh?
Not very...
2 pounds?
Well, one of my goals
3 pounds? How much
being
does
a musician
weigh?
forever was to get like less and less stuff all the time because you have to haul around so much crap all the time. So with this band, we just have like a backpack. And it's like, it's so perfect. Because, everybody's like had to carry like an amp, like many blocks or something, or like up a bunch of steps, and you don't want to do that for your whole life. Or I don't want to anyway. So it's nice that it's so minimal. Any other what other technical stuff should I talk about? I don't know.
Have you guys given a little history of yourself yet?
You go first.
Have we? Okay. History of my musical history? Is that just sum it all up? Sure. I'm from a village, very small, of 365 people in northwestern Illinois. So my graduating class was 23 students. That's graduating from high school. Most of those, say 20 or so of those kids, I had known since I was in kindergarten in the same building. So this maybe kind of speaks a little bit about what kind of musical programs you're going to find in a village school in an agricultural town in the middle of nowhere in Illinois. So pretty slim. I played drums in a high school band, and I sang in the choir. And I got to go to a couple of Illinois state performances, and going from a small choir of 13 students to 250 kids that were selected from all sorts of towns across the state was pretty enthralling when I was 16 and 17. So I don't know. I've always been singing as long as I can remember. I didn't really start writing songs until I picked up a guitar. I think I was 23. And the first time I performed live outside of any kind of institutional setting in school was in Farmington, Minnesota, at a coffee shop. Does anybody know where Farmington is? I don't. Kind of. It's south of here somewhere. It's an hour away, right? Maybe 45 minutes. So I've been performing for just about 10 years. And I've been in all kinds of bands. Right now, I'm working on this Wolf Lords with Grant. I'm also in a project called A Wolf and Her Claws. Harry was gracious enough to bring us in for the Soundbite series last year. That's pretty new of a project as well. I've been singing with Dessa for 6 years or something for a long time. And I'm most excited about collaborating with people. I've gotten to work with some artists such as a little bit of some vocal tracking on Brother Ali's new record, on Dash's still forthcoming record, and countless other people around town. So I don't know. I started at the beginning and then jumped to the end. Lots of bands, lots of time, lots of supporting other people. which I still do. And I think it's, for me, for my musical configuration, that's been a huge part of understanding what kinds of roles music as a job, as a potential job, can look like. And for me, it's been supporting other people too, backup singing, and doing recording sessions with people. It's really important to learn how to listen to what said main character is doing, and try to figure out how can I add to this without like putting my thing out there, but how can I blend my own ideas to help the good of the project. And I think that's the most important thing about like backing somebody else up. So I would say I would encourage anybody to do that for sure. Help other people, play supporting roles. It's immensely educational, humbling, and it's still, you never know what doors are going to open from doing any gig. Any gig that you take, you don't know who's going to be there. And in my case, it feels like it's taken an awful long time to sort of like make the rounds and like build a nest as far as getting my own ideas out there. So just keep doing it too.
Well, this project actually started out as just an improvisational project where we just kind of jammed on like kind of new agey things like this for a while. We just did one show, but since then it's taken more form. So that actually, like, we kind of know what we're doing with this, even if I am manipulating it in a different way every time, and she's maybe riffing on it a little bit different or something. But it's like, these are songs at this point more than improvised. So, but it did start out that way.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Spacious. I credit Grant. Grant has an amazing ability to leave space and use space at the same time. I think his, which is one of the first characteristics about the beats that he was working on that really drew me in, is that they're almost just like fields of sound. And it was just so much fun to sing over the top of them, which is how we even got started. So, good job, Grant.
Hey. Okay, I'll do a short history of myself. I'm also from a small rural town in South Dakota called Aberdeen, South Dakota. Yeah, party. There's a lot of good, I feel like a lot of good music people come out of Aberdeen. And I was lucky enough to grow up in like this very small window of time where like when I was in junior high and high school, there's all these like sweet old dudes getting like a bunch of like gnarly punk bands to come to Aberdeen and like put on basement shows and stuff like that. I don't know if that happens anymore. But I feel like without those guys putting in that work to get all the outside influence into our small community and like put on those shows, I probably wouldn't have done music at all. So I started just playing, like I got a band together and played shitty punk music. And then I moved here, and I actually went to this school back when it was called Music Tech. And it was right when they were moving over to this campus. So I actually went to downtown Minneapolis, where IPR is now. I was in that building originally 10 years ago when I went. And then we moved over here. It was still called Music Tech when I graduated. So I have an associate's degree in music production. And this is what I do, is produce music now. So it does,
right?
It does work out sometimes. And I'm super rich and famous too. But yeah, in between there, I've been in just a ton of bands and toured all over and did the whole shebang. So I could get into details about that if anybody wants, but we don't have to. Yeah. Okay, sure. Should we do, what was your question? Ooh. I guess it was just kind of a gradual thing. I kind of get, I might have attention deficit, or what's it when you get like hyper-focused on one thing for a little while, but I kind of have jumped from genre to genre of things that I'm like really interested in. But the nice thing about electronic music is it's been something that it's huge. It's something I can work on a lot by myself. It works itself into like all the production stuff I'm into and like mixing and all of that and getting to collaborate with a lot of different people. So I kind of like it for those reasons more than like that it's electronic music in itself. Like, I don't know if the genre is what I even care about so much as that it's an awesome process. And blah, blah, blah. You? What do you like about it?
I tried to play guitar. I'm belittling my efforts. I played guitar for a couple of years. Just sort of started stumbling around and figuring out where do you put your fingers to make a chord that sounds like that? Because I have a lot more prowess in my ear than I do in an academic sense. So I played guitar for a little bit, and then realizing that I wasn't willing to learn how to accompany myself really solidly and put the hours in to do my scales and things. It's just like the guitar. I didn't like bond with the guitar, and then realized, especially, I think I was really I was really influenced by seeing the hip hop scene in Minneapolis, and how supportive a track is on a computer, and how much space that takes up, and how much room that gives you to just like focus on your vocal thing, which is what I've kind of always wanted to do. It seemed like the perfect time to, after doing like a folky. I feel like so often it's so easy to attach the word folk onto it if you're using guitar as a writing tool. So I did that for a while, and then knew that I wanted to do something that was electronically supported, not necessarily hip hop, but yeah.
This is our hip hop project. This is as close as it's gonna get. Should we do one? We'll do a song and then we'll see if anybody has another question. Okay, cool. Thanks everybody for listening. Sorry. A lot of our songs like run into the next song, and so it's weird to stop. So that was like a teaser of what might happen next.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I really enjoy about this project is that it was born out of the desire to improvise, and so all of our songs kind of run together because they were more like, here's a chorded theme. What would you sing on top of that? I don't know. How about?
That's most of it right there.
And then eventually we're like, okay, if we're gonna play some shows, we might as well I should probably write some lyrics. I don't know what. This is the process, and Grant was like, well, I don't know what should we do? I was like, I don't know. I don't. It doesn't matter. This is just fun. Let's just play around. He's like, how about this? Awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
It's like it's functional.
The first time that we actually met was I scored a movie called Stuck Between Stations a couple of years ago, and my friend Brady, who is the director of the movie, who was kind of like sitting in on a lot of the music stuff I was working on for it, suggested that Abby should come sing on one of the pieces, and so she showed up, and we recorded a bunch of stuff in my living room, and I think that I was kind of intimidated by her a little bit, because I'd never, well, yeah, you're super tall, and you're a very good singer, and she just shows up, and she's just wailing on it in the living room. I was like, this is cool, and so I think
it was like a sense of recognition and a mutual intimidation, because I was like, God, these beats are so simple and masterful at the same time.
There wasn't even any beats on that stuff.
But it was
all
like
wish-washy piano stuff.
It was wish-washy. I was like, I love this wish-washy stuff.
She's just being
I'm
nice.
into this.
So, but that's the first time that we ever worked on anything. I think that I had maybe met her.
Was it one of the Southern Songbook? You know, Adam Levy, yeah.
Yeah.
Adam Levy
totally
works
wrong
here.
about everything. No, that was like a year later, wasn't it? Oh, okay.
It might have been a month later. That was the first time we ever worked together, the Stuck Between Stations thing. Oh, okay. Then there was a thing at the Southern Theater that Adam Levy put together called Southern Songbook, and it was in 3 installments, and we were both part of the same one. It was on Valentine's Day. Then
I think the whole band, we should have to thank Adam Levy, because I think the next thing that we did was at one of his shows again at Hell's Kitchen.
No, that was in October.
Okay, I'm done talking, I guess. I can't remember anything that happened.
But yeah, point being, this is I think this is like one of the first projects for me that we started getting together just to play, just because it was fun and interesting. There were no deadlines. There were no external invitations. It was just like, Grant makes really cool wishy-washy stuff, and I like that, and it's fun to sing on. I don't even care if we sing songs. We don't even need songs. We don't need a name. We just want to get together and play. And that sounds really weird to say that this is one of the first projects that's really started to gel because of that being the reason. Like, that's the reason. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I got into Ableton. I was in a band called Lookbook a few years ago, and we had kind of a similar setup, although I played guitar with it. And that was my first kind of attempt at using live to do live manipulation stuff, because that's really what I wanted to do, is use, like once you get into producing stuff and you've got this sound in mind, and like you can only do it with these tools. I really wanted to bring that out live and try it out. And it really was like a ton of trial and error so that it didn't sound totally dumb. Because especially doing live effects and looping and stuff, it can be so tricky and easy to mess up. So what I've found to do is just make it as simple as possible. So with my setup here, it's really just like 5 tracks that I'm working with the whole time, and like not a bunch of crazy stuff I have to set up, because it always gets really complicated. But yes, so I've been working with Ableton for like 4 or 5 years probably now. Did I answer that? Okay, cool. Should we play a couple more? it's short when you get it going. Okay. Oh, that's no problem.
Thanks for having us. This is fun. It's a Friday morning still. Always biting my tongue, locked up in the control room. But we're not long in this breathing inside a vacuum. Brave boy, how you spend your time. Brave boy, draw what's in your mind. Brave boy, how you spend your time. I try to do good by you. Now I let my body say whatever she wants to say. Since you left us there, got me feeling so brave. Brave boy, how you spend your time. Brave boy, draw what's in your mind. Brave boy, how you spend your time. Try to do good by you. Thank you.
I think that we're we are going to play the Kitty Cat Club, not this Friday, but the next one, which I think is like the 16th. The 16th, it's in Dinkytown. Y'all know where that is? So it's a 21 plus event. Does that ruin everything for everybody? Okay, I don't know. I think that's the next one we're doing in November, right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Late.
Yeah, we'll probably play last-ish. Yeah. So we'll say 11 or midnight
11.
or 1.
I think that's all we have booked for right now. We have to maybe
book
do
like
a release show.
Record release for the winter. Will maybe be like our next show after that. So, but yeah, just look us up. We both have web pages and Facebooks and things that we let everybody know about all this. So, thanks everybody. We'll play one more.
Before I go frenzy on your silhouette. Get out of the way. I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it now, 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 now. Get out of the
Thank you so much for having us into your class today. That was really fun.